After dropping off their rental car, Todd and Beverly had one final trip ahead, the shuttle back to the airport. They climbed aboard and spotted two vacant seats. The only issue was a small lady sat between them. The couple asked her if she wouldn't mind shifting one up, but she was insufferable. When asked to move, the woman silently gestured to each seat beside her, passively stating that she would not budge. But Ted had a plan.
Hello, wonderful people. I'm Scott Leffler for WonderBot. Today's video is about
Rude lady splits couple on bus, pays for it when they turn out to be comedians.
Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos.
If ever there was a power couple, Beverly and Ted Odell Robinson would be it. The pair were perfect for one another. Being married for 37 years, the couple decided to take a romantic vacation. But this is where everything got interesting. On their ride back home to Winston-Salem, they encountered a prickly passenger. This lady clearly had something against love. But what the couple did to make the best of their ride was legendary. Beverly and Ted made a habit out of traveling. They enjoyed seeing the world. Particularly, they loved doing it together. Their outlook on life was incredibly fulfilling and refreshing. "We take ownership of our peace and joy," Ted shared this in a recent interview regarding the rude bus woman. But this wasn't the first time the couple had encountered animosity like this. On their many trips, they had numerous encounters with uncouth people, but none quite like this. Marriage had its complications. Beverly and Ted knew this well. So to keep things interesting, the couple decided to do things differently. They developed a wanderlust. The pair enjoyed jetting off to far, exotic places, or keeping it local as they did for their anniversary. However, traveling wasn't always so easy either. The bus incident was just one of many hardships the couple had to face abroad, but never had they reacted to a situation quite like this one. The Odell Robinsons had encountered their fair amount of hatred through their travels. They've jetted off to the likes of France, Spain, and the Caribbean, to name a few. But on almost every trip, there was one stickler out to try to ruin their day. But their take on this was baffling. We don't ever consign our joy to people, things, or situations. This just proved true through the way they reacted to a rude woman on a bus. The couple proved how a lust for life can change almost any situation. Rudeness never changes our focus on the beauty and purpose of our travels. Ted really has a glass-half-full kind of outlook. Until they encountered the bane of their travel enemies, the bus grump. One woman could not have been more obnoxious if she tried. But Ted and Beverly's response to her made her change her tune quickly. Ted and Beverly were cutting it short. They were a little behind time, so when they arrived at the airport, it turned in to be a bit of a mad dash. The first thing they needed to do was to return their car to the rental agency. As luck would have it, this too took longer than expected. Furthermore, they still had to catch a shuttle back to the airport. They had no idea that this was where their biggest problem would arise. Undeterred by their situation, Ted and Beverly made light of the whole thing. Humor and laughter are essential to a healthy, balanced marriage. Ted's words are incredibly profound. It isn't hard to see why the couple has stuck it out for so long. It is indeed good like medicine, according to ancient proverbs. Ted proved just how essential happiness is to his wife and himself. But how far could their happiness stretch on the shuttle ride? The couple needed to catch a shuttle back to the airport. But when climbing onto the bus, they were met with a problem. The shuttle was incredibly overcrowded. They did not despair. The pair looked around until they saw just what they were looking for: two prime seats up for grabs. But there was one problem: the little lady who sat in the middle of the two remaining chairs. They decided to ask her to shift. And that's when things heated up. When the couple boarded the bus, they made a beeline for the available seats. But the lady between them seems to be a bit more than they bargained for. When they asked if she wouldn't mind shifting, she remained silent. All she did was gesture to either side of her. This passive-aggressive approach got the couple scheming up a plan to make the most of their journey back. And boy, did they make the most of it. When the couple was faced with this dilemma, they chose to make light of it. They captured their entire experience on film and shared it online. "It could have been different had she simply shown common courtesy," shared Ted. But the pair had a plan to expose the bus grump and her ridiculous pettiness. But the video was just the cherry on top. What they did during their bus ride made other passengers hysterical. To make light of a sticky situation, Ted and Beverly got creative. They whipped out their smartphones and began to snap selfies, with the disgruntled woman between them. They decided to make the most of their last bit of their vacation. They also made the most of putting the antagonist in the hot seat for a while. This sent their fellow passengers into hysterics. But the real reward came from sharing their experience. In shooting their video, the couple shared their trip, but they didn't bank on it becoming such a hit. Their hilarious sharing left viewers in stitches. But on top of the humor, there's another undertone. In the clip, a person can see just how much the pair adores one another. This put the public even further on their side. People couldn't believe how one woman could be so petty. As Beverly said, "It's a shuttle bus." When people saw the video, they couldn't contain themselves. The response on social media was overwhelming. They were so popular that a trending hashtag following their story was relationship goals. People saw the power the pair portrayed, and the love they shared was undeniable. But Ted and Beverly never anticipated going viral. Yes, their trip was trying to say the least, but looking back, they wouldn't have had it any other way. In his final bit, Ted shares, "Never surrender your love to circumstances or persons that seek to dampen or diminish." Those words are incredibly profound. His happiness is infectious. It's no wonder the couple was received so well. Sometimes life will deal you a questionable hand, but you have the power to decide how you play it. In Ted's own words, "Own your peace and happiness. Life is short. Ride a cuddle shuttle."